what kind of criteria which is given to us to resolve this issue. And primarily, if you are not belongs to insurance industry, but still if you are working in any organization, in an organization, for example, if you are working in risk management department, if you are working in audit, if you are working in finance, these examples will be very handy for you because you find these kind of similar situation. And we will be basically learning how to do two-way XLOOKUP in Excel 365 version based on multiple conditions. And that is very interesting. So let us start learning this. First, we will discuss the data we have. So we have a column of ID numbers. Then we have names, age, gender status like either single or married, then date of birth. And then we are required to calculate the final amount of premium based on some criterias. First of all, I would like to explain how we are calculating the age. So if you are primarily a very basic Excel user or intermediate, you know how to calculate the age. But still if you don't, so let me show you the formula. So we have used the undocumented function which is datediff. In G15, we have the date of birth. And then we pick the latest date, which is basically a volatile function that is today. And we want to get the difference between the two dates in terms of years. Okay. So if we see Yogesh Kumar, he was born on 24th of January 1983, and we are now into the February 2025. So how many years has been passed? So that returns the age of that person. So I hope this is clear to you. We are required to calculate the amount of premium based on two gross contribution of insurance policy. Okay. So the first one is hospital care age-wise gross contribution, and the second is maternity age-wise gross contribution. So I mean, it is very understood that the maternity definitely belongs to female. So we have a female here and we have defined the age brackets. Okay. So starting from 18 to 25, then 26 to 30, and then so on. And we have restricted this group to 41 to 45. The last number is 45 years. We see the first bracket of gross contribution respect to the hospital care age wise. We have males and females, and we have started the brackets from age 1 primarily for male as well. Now what is the criteria? The criteria is that we will be allocating a premium for males with respect to their ages. But for the females, with respect to their ages, their status of marriage, like if any female is married, then she will definitely get the maternity age. So, I mean, again, it is understood that if a female is single, so definitely she is not entitled for this maternity age wise gross contribution. Okay. And if any female is being married, so we will need to add the maternity contribution. We have the age column as you can see for each of the employee, but this data is not just for employees. This is basically you can see a family tree. You can see a male of age 3, okay? Or you can see a female of age 3 as well. So this is a group data of, or you can say family tree where employees are there, their children are there, their wives are there, okay? And we need to allocate the premium for all the individuals. Okay, so we will be starting with the XLOOKUP function. But before that, as I was going through that, we have a column of age, but as you can see in these two different age wise cross contribution, we have the age brackets here like 1 to 5, 6 to 25, 26 to 35. And you know that if you are a basic or intermediate user, when you use index or match or VLOOKUP, or even XLOOKUP, definitely you need a helper row. And to make sure, because each of the employees in different age, and that will fall in one of the bracket here. So that will not going to be the exact match. We need to use the approximate match. Now for that, most of the users, what they do, they insert a new row and they put the numbers manually like this. Let's say if I add a row here and I will start 1 6 2 6 3 6. Why I am doing this helper row? Because I want to use XLOOKUP with an approximate match. Okay. And I am using the minimum, the starting number of this age brackets 51 and then 56. So I can use very old version of Excel. Then I need to do this kind of a thing. Okay. So let me remove this and let me give you first concept how to extract the first age number from each of the cell. Okay. So this is a kind of an idea for you. So let us get start equals to text before, and I will select this entire row. And then I use the second function argument, that is the delimiter here. So the delimiter here is space hyphen space within the inverted commas and close the bracket. So what happens? It returns a number or it is not a number. Actually, it is a text because these are on the left side, and we have used a function called text before. So if I cross check like this, if I say equals to, if this is a number, so if it returns true, this means the number, but if it returns false, this means we got the number, but the property of that cell is text. Okay. So now what we do need to do, we have extracted the numbers, which is the first number from each of the cell of the age bracket. But we also need to convert that into a value. So we've been adding a value function before text, before function, okay? And let us close the bracket. So similar outputs, but now the property is being number, okay? Fulfilling the criteria for male with respect to their ages, okay? So let's get start equals to XLOOKUP. So the lookup value, first we will go with the gender, which is in E15. Now one thing, if you see, we have that hospital care age-wise cross contribution where we don't have M or F. We have the full spelling of male and female, where in our data we have just one alphabet of the gender representing like representation like M or F, right? So definitely if I use XLOOKUP and if I select this, I mean that will create a conflict and that will not return the answer. So what I need, I will do one more addition of the functions. So in the lookup array, what I need to do, if it is a male, so return the first alphabet of their from the left side. If it is a female, press the first alphabet from the left side. So that will match the this criteria. So in the lookup array argument, I will say left, and then I will go to this go to select B6 and B7, and I will say F4 to make it absolute. Close the bracket, so that will return the first character from the left side, then return array. Now in the return array, because it's a two-way lookup, so I will be adding one more lookup in the return array from function argument. So let's write XLOOKUP again. Now that will be based on define. So we will be using text before function. The first argument is text. So we will be selecting this entire of the age bracket. Make it absolute. Press F4, comma, then delimiter space, hyphen space, and then close the bracket and then return array. What is the return array? Definitely, so return array will be the number range. So we have selected from C6 to I7, C6 to I7, make it absolute. then comma, match mode will be -1 because we will be using the approximate match and then close the bracket. And that's it. We got the premium. Let's say Yogesh Kumar at the age of 42, gender male, getting 20,000 to 07. So we can see that it falls in the particular age bracket 36 to 45. And if I manually change this, let's suppose I change to 35 years, so it should be 16,399. Okay, so let me make it 35. So you can see the premium amount has been now changed. Okay, so this means my formula is absolutely correct. Let me show it to you. This is a two-way lookup based on multiple conditions. And I have given you the concept how we are getting it. Now we need to add another criteria for the female, which is a bit complex. What I mean that again, easy if you have a strong in a conceptual side. I will show you how to do that as well. But I hope that you have gone through this particular concept that how we fetch the premium amount. Okay. And let me do one more change. Let's say if the age of Yogesh Kumar is just 3. Okay. So now I can see that the amount is 31,882. Definitely the status would be single. Okay. Right now, let's go to the second criteria. Okay. So now we know that our answer is correct. We have verified that. So let's copy that and that's it. So let's cross check one of the female amount as well. So let's say here Aisha, age of 32, female, married. Okay, so primarily we have done the hospital care. So the amount 15,716 because the age is 32. So we can see 15,716 is the right answer. All absolutely right. Another female, let's say Neha, age 51, female, married, and 35,959. So 35,959. That's it. Okay. So our answers are matching. So this means we have successfully made the logic for female or male. Right now, all right, let's go back. So we have allocated. Okay. So we have so far calculated the premium amount for male and female based on hospital care age wise cross contribution. But we also need to add the maternity age wise cross contribution for female now. Okay. And we need to restrict that. For instance, a female should be uh age start female should be of its age starting from 18 and less than 45. Number 1. And number 2 is that the female should be married, right? So we need to add the criteria. So how to do it? First I will do in a separate column and then I will merge with the particular premium column. Okay, so let's get started. So I will be starting with the if, and we will be defining some multiple conditions to get true on the back end of the same time at the same time. So we will be using a AND function and we will say that if E15 is equal to female means F comma logic 2. If F15 is equals to M means married. If D15 should be greater than equals to 18, and then again D15 should be less than or equals to 45. We need to restrict like this. So if these all the conditions meet, so we want to do XLOOKUP based on column D15. Okay. And then again the same logic value text before, and we will select the age brackets row. Make it absolute, getting the delimiter, which is space hyphen space inverted commas close bracket close. And then the return array would be coming from this particular row. So the return array would be coming from this particular row. So let's select this row F4. We are going for approximate match. So we will be using -1 here. So now you can see the answer here, which is generating a false here. So let me press enter false here. Why? Because this is a male here. So what we need to do is we need to fill the last argument. If value false, write 0 here. Okay. Let's copy and paste the formula below and we got the cross contribution. Now let's cross check it. Check this. So we will select the data applying the filter option and let's filter the females and singles. So definitely there will be no maternity age wise gross contribution because they are single and for merit. So as you can see that the allocation has been done properly. So if we see the first example like Aisha Khan, 32 years of old female married and she is getting 17,603 which is right here. Okay. And similarly for nearly 51 years of age marriage, but she is not getting because the organization has restricted to 45 years. Right? So that's how we have created this. Now what we need to do is we will just copy this logic and we will add a plus sign here. We will paste that logic. We don't need this now and copy and paste that particular formula here. So this is the logic. This is two-way lookup. We have done this in Excel 365 version. Have a two-way lookup with some multiple conditions. Okay. We have applied and solved this issue with the help of multiple XLOOKUP. Based on different criteria, two-way lookups like so if you are working in not just in the insurance organization but also if you are working in risk management departments, audit finance, you might have customer based or client based data where you need to allocate the bonuses or I mean any kind of amount to them. Okay, so these kind of challenges come across. Okay, so I hope you have learned something new from this video. Moreover, we can make it more complex. For example, this organization, what they do, they have not just one plan for hospital care, but they have multiple plans like plan A, plan B, plan C, eventually for the maternity age wise gross contribution. They might have not just come with one plan but multiple plans. So, in this particular scenario, the entire logic will not change, it will remain the same, but the condition would be the range or the array would be getting revised, but logics might be remain appropriate the same. Okay, so I hope you like this video and do share with your colleagues. Thank you.